Welcome to Down to Dunk.
Welcome. to Transylvania.
Where I have all the candy of my children hidden in my office. Hope you guys are doing great. No L-Man today. Everybody give a little shout out to L-Man at Souk Levens on Twitter. Just let him know how much you care about him.
Yeah, he loves Twitter conversations.
He would love it if you would just hop on Twitter right now and just give him a shout out. So if you could do that, that'd be great. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. With me, I've got Tayshawn.
Did you guys know that when Tony the Tiger signs a contract, he uses his paw print? Yeah, guess you could call it his John Pawcock. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last notes, Slampler.
And Jay.
It's Jay.
Holy moly, guys.
Hold on.
John
It's
Pawcock. You know, like his John Hancock.
So listen, we're coming a little bit
Yep.
later to you this morning
Yep.
because number one, L-Man's not here. Number two, we all, did you stay up?
No, I watched the rest of it this morning.
Taylor.
I fell asleep,
All right, that's all
in
right,
the third
okay.
quarter.
But we stayed up to watch
Yep.
a glorious victory.
It was great. I just to let you know, I did host the Daily Ding today, and if you're listening to it, this game is not on it because I was filling in for somebody and was not going to record super late because I've got to be up super early. So now we can talk about this game. It was so sick. I mean, I think you have to start with the logo shot from Shai, which is the definable shot of his career to this point. And the fact that he takes the shot from the L to give the Lakers an L is just poetic. And Avery Bradley just didn't see it coming. There was
no one did. I've never seen Shai pull up like that, though.
You know who else didn't know he was going to do it? Mark Daignault. After the game, you know what Mark said? Mark said, "I didn't see it." He was trying to get Kenrich into the action, and Mark didn't even see the shot.
Hey, so let me ask y'all a question. You've watched a majority of
I finished it this morning.
You've watched a majority of Shai's career, at least in Oklahoma City. Have you ever, and Joe mentioned this, Masato mentioned this last night on Twitter. Have you ever seen him this fired up?
No, I was going to say, even after that shot, when he turns around and he's saying, I think he's saying, I'm here. Something.
I am him.
I'm him.
I am
Oh,
him.
stop it. Is that what? Oh,
yes.
my gosh.
Wow, that's even.
Isn't that great?
I mean,
isn't that just...
That made me feel so good hearing that's what he was saying.
I'm him.
I know. Like that's...
And then after the Dort dunk,
and
Russ,
also SGA created,
wherein Russ was just, I think Rob or whatever his name is, Worldwide Wob, had a video where Russ was just doing his double team, try to get a steal kind of thing, and just left Dort wide open. Anyway,
Dude,
but
well,
the power of high fives, that he was giving.
Dude.
Oh, wrist breaking.
Yeah.
Elbow shattering.
Anthony Davis said that in the second half, he said it was as if it was that the Thunder knew every single coverage that the Lakers were going to do. And he's like, I didn't know if that was Shai or if that was Mark or who that was, but the Thunder knew exactly where we were going to be on every possession.
Wow.
So like that tells you just the level of preparation. And I talked about this.
They need a new coach.
On
guys.
talked about
good.
this. I
That's
think
the problem.
I know
He's too good.
We need PJ Carlosimo to come back. I think I talked about this on the radio yesterday, but
Dwayne Casey.
Would
Would be another great candidate.
He's good at losing. I don't know what I was going to say now.
Sorry. I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. It wasn't that important.
You're talking about their coverages. They knew the coverages. Mark, Shai, who was it?
Yeah.
Nothing. All right. Dang, man. That was going to be really good content, too.
Also, Jay, the fact that like we have a player where their whole team is just running, following him all the time.
Yeah.
Just like they're only looking at Shai. There was the other key play from Shai last night was when he was at the top of the key, goes past Avery Bradley, crosses over Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Goes down. There's 3 people in the air at the same time. It's Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and I can't remember the other Lakers player, but all in the air around Shai at the
James
rim.
Worthy, I think.
James Worthy, yeah. Magic Johnson was up there too. And somehow, just like in the air, he's slithering through 3 people.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
weird. It's crazy to watch.
It was, I mean, you want to talk about getting somebody into the national narrative. Now, I still think the Thunder are going to be bad. Like 20.
They are bad. That Lakers team without LeBron James, I mean, the roster feels impressive because of the names that are on it.
Yeah.
But like Carmelo Anthony playing 32 minutes is not a good thing.
And maybe being your best player.
And he was legit good, but still.
Anthony Davis is the best player, obviously. He was unbelievable in the first half.
But when Anthony Davis has like a little injury, he's a completely different player.
I know.
Like,
it's
weird.
He
it's
hurt his thumb at the end of the first half, and he might as well not been out there.
Yeah.
It was brutal. It was brutal.
They look so washed sometimes.
For the Lakers,
they are washed. Like that whole team is washed.
But you got to think though, they still haven't had Kendrick Nunn or Taylor Horton Tucker.
Yeah.
Which are their 2 young guys that are both skilled players, and so there is. If you're a Lakers fan, there is a way.
They're still not going to get that ball though. Really,
this version of the Lakers though
is bad.
Is washed.
Bad.
Like straight.
Yeah, I mean, who gets your minutes? You got Melo, Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, Russell Westbrook.
Even Kent Bazemore is just like.
Not
very good anymore.
Rondo's out there.
Avery Bradley got cut by the Warriors.
Yeah.
The Warriors said we'd rather not, and he played 32 minutes for them last night.
You know what's funny though? The oldest guy is LeBron older than Melo. Melo older than LeBron. I think Melo's older than LeBron.
About 1 year.
Yeah.
Melo's been in the league for 19 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. But like LeBron is the one that gives this team life. He's still that guy.
Has he ever not? Yeah, right. It's
just weird that he's still that guy.
He has to.
And that's I don't think I think the Lakers are going to be fine. Like, I don't know if they're going to be. They're not world beaters. But here's the good news for them, at least, is 7 games into the season. It doesn't feel like really anybody is that elite outside of Utah.
Yeah.
And Utah, nobody's scared of Utah in the playoffs.
Nobody's scared of Utah.
Because even last night, the Heat have been one.
I would say the Heat.
But last night they got beat 95-78.
They were
by Boston.
Atrocious last night. It was,
which I know it's one game. I mean, you can't take that back, but you know what I'm saying.
They've been incredible.
And Boston had a players only meeting.
They did.
Yeah. Before the Magic game. Now they're 2-0 since their players only meeting.
Hey, they need to have one of those like every 2 weeks, Boston.
Probably.
Hey, I don't know if you guys, Taylor, I know you listen to it, but on the Dan Le Batard show, they had a question a few days ago where Dan was like, hey, I'm in the place where I don't really know any coach's name. And he said, let me ask you all a question. How many of you all know the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder's name? Silence.
Oh, yeah.
And if they listen to the broadcast, they would say, Mark Diagonal.
I don't know what's the correct. I've been so brainwashed by everybody else's pronunciation.
It's Degnault.
Degnault.
That's how you say it.
Say Deggs.
Diggs. Coach Diggs.
Coach Diggs.
That's called Mark.
Nice Diggs.
Coach Marky D.
Yeah. No one says it right. It's crazy. It's crazy that you turn on the Oklahoma City Thunder broadcast and they don't say it right. It's not that hard to say. It's not like it's like you have to roll your R or something, and Michael Cage can't roll his R's.
If you had a sheet that just had it like DAY,
the Thunder printed one and gave it to everybody on Media Day.
I saw it.
It was in here. I don't know. I don't understand it. It would go a long way with your franchise just to have the TV broadcasters say the names of your players and your coach correctly.
And it's not just, it's everything that's like fan facing from the Thunder right now.
Yeah.
Leaves a lot to be desired. The entire TV broadcast, like you're talking about, Bally Sports, which they don't have a lot of control over that.
Yeah.
Last night was my best Bally Sports experience.
You know what sucks is that you know that you have had a bad experience before. Is that
every single other one.
When it's good, you feel good about it. Like
maybe that's the thing. Maybe they just lowered our expectations that even like mediocre
have
content.
Those feelings. It's 2021.
Here is the thing for me is that I also was before the Thunder game watching a little bit of the Suns Rockets game.
Yeah.
The good feeling you might have is the fact that there are other franchises that have real bad play-by-play and color commentary. Like the Suns were worse than the Thunder.
Really?
Oh yeah, I thought so. I don't know who their color guy is, but he was bad.
Who is the Sun? I thought we knew who the Suns color guy was.
Let's go through players. Start from the top.
Michael
Alvin
Cage?
Adams.
No, he's ours.
Alvin Adams. Dan Marley.
Dan Marley.
Kevin
Dan
Johnson.
Marley would be
he's
good.
in Sacramento.
Yeah. He's mayor, I think.
Mayor, Sacramento. So I don't know. The Lakers game was a lot of fun. Shai was obviously the absolute high point of the entire game. Dort shot more 3-pointers, I think, in one game than some players have shot in their entire career.
He shot 11, which I couldn't believe he ended the game with 14 points. How did you get 14 points out of that performance?
That is not about quality.
Yeah.
That's about quantity.
Yes, it is.
And the thing is he hit a few that were really, really important at good times, in the game. I think that the thing you do want with Dort is if you're open, you have to shoot. Because as soon as you get to the point where you're starting to hesitate on your 3-point and try to drive and finish, number one is he's not great at that. He gets a lot of offensive fouls as he kind of charges in the lane because he's built like Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And so I think there's some validity to the fact of like, dude, you just got to shoot, and they're going to give you that opening. You've got to shoot. And some nights Dort's going to punish the team for that. And then sometimes it's going to be a problem for themselves, right? Like kind of last night for a while it was. Ty Jerome had that huge run was that in the second half or second quarter?
Second quarter.
That got them back up, but he still, he finished 3 of 8, I think is what he finished with.
Yeah, 3 of 8. Yeah, 4 of 10 overall.
Kenrich I thought Kenrich was fantastic last night.
I thought Giddey's point total surprised me. I thought he would have more points, but he's also one of those players that you watch him and he does so many things so well. Like even just when he's dribbling the ball, you just assume he's not really making that many mistakes. But he did have
he had 8 assists last night. He should have had 18.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he had 4 turnovers. They were probably all from him just getting the ball poked away when he was dribbling in the lane, which I still really liked. He's very aggressive and confident getting in the lane, which is really important.
He was clearly frustrated with his shot and with he couldn't finish. And that's partly because the Lakers just packed the middle. They just packed the middle and said, if you're going to beat us, it's going to have to be from, the perimeter.
And that was working
Shai
in the
said,
first half.
I will do that.
Yeah.
It was
a lot of bricks in the first half from everyone else except Shai, though.
Yeah, because basically, if you look at it, they put Avery Bradley out there and sometimes run Bazemore out there on the perimeter. But for the most part, they don't have anybody that's able to really protect the perimeter well.
No.
And they have giant people all over the place.
It's THT is who it's supposed to be for
them.
And
LeBron, probably.
And LeBron. And it should be Russ. I think they would say it's Russ, but Russ, his commitment on the defensive end is gone.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a hater, but that was always
the problem. Jay.
It was always a problem.
In big moments, though, he had good moments.
Yes. I remember vividly, I don't remember which game it was or what season it was, but when he locked Harden down at the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
That is him when he wants to, but he's always had these lapses.
Well, I mean, the Lakers coaching staff knows it too because they had Avery Bradley. Old man got cut by the Warriors, Avery Bradley on Shai at the end of the game.
Which did not work.
If you didn't tune in, it didn't work out well for them. That pass from Giddey.
The cross-court one to Kenrich?
Out of bounds.
Was it Kenrich?
No, to Baisley.
Oh, in the corner. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Yeah. It was like a Frisbee throw or something. Like, I don't know. It hung in the air for so long that you're just like, you had time to think, is he really throwing that pass? And it's like perfect in the pocket, swish. Like, I don't know. Are there 7 other guys in the league that can throw that?
I was watching the game last night. I sent this text to the group chat, but Giddey is the kind of guy who clearly not a high scoring night last night, just struggled.
Yeah.
Didn't get to his floater game, didn't get a lot of space. All of those things that make you go, oh man, this is going to be a problem if he doesn't increase his speed, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I never felt, maybe once, that there was anything detrimental to the team that he did.
No.
So even when he wasn't scoring, he still was a positive offensive player for this team. I have been.
Shai feels like that too. Even when he has bad nights, you never feel like Shai's doing something to hurt the team in the game.
I've been so unbelievably impressed with Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
It's funny because his play has set these expectations so high.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now we're like, oh man, he didn't have a very good night. What was his line? 8, 9 and 8, something like that.
5 points.
5 points?
5, 8, and 8 with 3 steals and a block.
Yeah.
4 turnovers. His percentage was bad, but it didn't seem like
game. 8th game in the NBA.
I know. And he's still 19.
And this is a bad game for him.
32 minutes.
What do you think of the most maligned player for the Oklahoma City Thunder is obviously Darius Bazley. What did you think of his game last night? I feel like it was the full Darius Bazley experience.
Yeah. For whatever reason, he plays well against the Lakers.
Yeah, he didn't feel that bad about it.
He had a couple finishes with his left and one with his right that were just beautiful, getting around Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
He shot relatively well from the 3-point line and then had a 3-point shot that literally didn't come close to even any part of the basketball goal. But for the most part, I was impressed with what I saw from Bazley, which, it's going to be him. He's going to be every other night.
Yeah.
You're going to be frustrated or, excited.
He'll show up and have 8 turnovers against the Spurs, which will be fine. It'll be fine. It'd be great to lose that game.
Who's
the
next player that's going to get sent down to the G League?
Poku?
Trey Mann's there now, right?
Probably Poku or
Trey and Vit are both there.
Mm-hmm.
JRE,
Teo,
Roby.
Speaking of Teo didn't play last night, really.
Yeah,
he played 4
did
minutes.
play a little bit.
4
right?
minutes.
Yeah. But compared to what he'd been playing, didn't really play.
And that just goes back to what Coach
Diagonally.
Coach Diagonal.
Yeah, diagonally.
What he says, he's been saying every time you ask the question, where it's like there is no rotation.
There's no rotation. There's no.
So Ty Jerome played better.
Mm-hmm.
So Ty Jerome gets the minutes.
Yeah.
Although I don't feel like he had quite as quick of a pull on Teo against the Clippers when he was, or it was the Warriors. I can't remember which game it was, where I was like, oh my gosh, Teo.
He was helpful against the Clippers. It was just
okay. So it must have been the Warriors game.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Clippers game. Full disclosure, I tried to. 9:30 games just aren't in the bag anymore.
Yeah,
it's just hard.
Dude. Yeah, it's rough.
Teo, we should move to the West Coast.
We should.
I know. It's the best place to watch basketball.
Alex is just like getting
basketball starts when you're still at work.
Yeah,
that would be the best.
I would not be probably very productive.
No, I know. It would be the best.
What West Coast city would you move to if you had the chance?
I'm a Northwestman, man. I would do Portland or Seattle, that area.
I think I'd do
Vancouver. Not in America, but
I've been to San Diego.
No, I've heard it's awesome.
I think I'd do San Diego or San Fran. Maybe
San Francisco would be tight, but you can't afford it.
Yeah.
No. That has nothing to do with
we're just making up stuff.
Oh, yeah. You can
go okay. Then San Francisco, without question.
Yeah.
I couldn't be a Warriors fan, though.
I just don't know that I want to move to a place that's like crazy populated. Like, I don't know that I could live here.
See, that's why you move.
And then move.
That's why you move to the San Francisco area and then move north into the wine country. Now, there's a chance you're going to have some sort of.
Napa.
Hey, what's funny though is it's cheaper there than it is in San Francisco.
I don't doubt that at all.
But the issue is every once in a while you're going to have some sort of fire that maybe burns your house to the ground.
Yeah, not in San Diego.
It's a nice restart though.
Yeah, every once in a while you just get to rebuild your house. Eventually, the insurance companies won't insure you, but you get to live in a cool part of the country.
Yeah,
and you get to watch Thunder games at 5:30 whenever they play on the West Coast.
It's true.
You know what? I bet there's more like sleepy towns, sleepy cities out in California that are still beautiful, but aren't super heavily populated, and we just don't know what they are.
Yeah.
So I think I would say that.
I'd want to be in a city that had an NBA team, though.
Ooh. So your choice,
not just like
Sacramento.
TV. Yeah, Sacktown.
You could move to Sacramento.
Yeah.
I've never been to Sacramento.
You don't. I mean, Sacramento's fine from what I could tell, but
live down the street.
You don't move to California and go to Sacramento.
I don't know. We have been
no
there?
offense.
No offense to Sam Amick, but that's
have you been to Sacramento?
No, but I just feel like having this podcast in Oklahoma City, talking about other cities like that is kind of like
Sacramento is the
stones in a glass
Oklahoma
house.
City of the West Coast.
I'm in.
Sure. Why not?
I'm just saying. It's a lateral move. That's all I'm saying. You go to Portland, man. Come on, Portland would be a blast.
Portland is awesome for 3 months. I've only been there in like the best months of their year.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's like.
What about Salt Lake?
Does that count as West Coast?
Is
it in Mountain Time?
I don't know.
I think they're Mountain Time.
All right, throw it out.
That's fine. That's still an 8:30 tip. You're
What's
in bed by
Phoenix?
11.
It's not good enough.
Phoenix doesn't live by our time codes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Phoenix
I like that.
I think Phoenix is west.
Phoenix is west. Maybe Phoenix is the one.
Phoenix,
man, I loved Scottsdale. The issue is it's going to be 130 degrees in the summer,
I
but
can't
it's a dry,
feel it.
but it's a dry heat.
It's a dry,
feel it.
it's a dry heat, and you'll be closer to Robert Sarver.
It's all about our feelings here. Closer to
Man,
Robert.
that was a
Sarver.
perfect online deep dive for L-Man this week, and he is not here for it.
I know.
Phoenix is in the Mountain Standard Time, but they do they do not adhere to daylight savings time. So at some point, it's an hour earlier
I like
or
that.
later, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you can just choose
I'm
to
going to
not
Salt
do
Lake
that-
City, guys.
Are you?
Yeah,
For what?
This winter to go ski.
Ooh, very nice.
Wow.
I know.
Hey, you gonna go visit
Salt Lake
those
City?
temples?
Salt Lake City also in Mountain Time.
Also in Mormon time.
That's true.
It is.
That's true.
John's factoid bigger in victory. John's factoid bigger in victory.
All right, we're staying on this Shai train, boys. I just want us to talk about. I'm gonna start going through some players,
Mm-hmm.
and just tell me if Shai's better than them or not.
Oh, okay.
We need to do this. I think this needs to kind of happen pretty regularly throughout the season.
Of course.
I'm
Just
okay
to get
with
an
this.
idea of where is Shai in our minds, and then maybe where other people starting to see Shai.
Okay.
So we'll go points per game. Obviously, he's not better than these people. Paul George, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm skipping the next name because I'm confused on him. DeMar DeRozan, John Morant. DeMar has been really good and fun this year, and
He's
so
been
I'm
good.
very confused about my feelings.
He's
for
been
him.
good.
and it feels different in a Bulls uniform. I don't know. We're gonna
Sometimes
move
you have to rethink things.
yeah,
Tayshaun.
I'm going through it. All right, John Morant. This is the first one that I think is interesting.
Yeah.
I do think John Morant. Oh God, I think John Morant is probably better than Shai right now.
Okay.
But you guys could talk me out of it. That's where I'm at.
It's hard to evaluate that. Number one, because I don't watch a ton of the Grizzlies. Number two,
So
It's-
Ja is leading the league. I still think he is. He's leading the league
Points in the paint.
Points in the paint.
yeah, like some of the only people that have been as high as him as points in the paint are like elite centers and Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
27, 5, and 7
Yeah.
this season.
Ja has been
Shooting
fantastic
52%
this year.
52% from the field.
Um,
I don't think Shai is better.
I don't either.
Okay.
But for the only reason I'm even throwing that out there is because Memphis is clearly a actual team that's put together a roster, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
that's the difference. Like the Thunder, we have no idea. And that was the same thing with Giddey. Like without anybody to truly space the floor,
Mm-hmm.
both of them, like that's what's so miraculous about Shai. Like it's just the fact that he's able to score at all at the rim should count for like 3 times what a
Yeah.
John Morant layup is or a dunk, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like there's literally last night, for example, the Lakers are like, we're just gonna all be in the paint. So
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
That's the reason Giddey was so frustrated. Like he couldn't get any space in the
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is I grade Shai on a curve because number one, I'm a blatant homer. Number
Mhm.
two is the team is just so not put together.
Yeah. And another thing that's impressive about Shai is that he's still trying to find guys and is not like crazy high usage where
Yeah.
Ja is everything for
Yeah,
them.
he is.
And Shai only took 17 shots in a game that they won. Like that's kind of crazy to think about because he should have 27 shots
Yeah.
in a game like that. So,
Yep.
Ja's got him in almost every statistical category and
And winning. and on
winning.
a good team.
Winning matters. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next, Steph Curry, no. Zach LaVine, no. Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. I think I'd give it to Shai.
Yeah, this is another one that's really close.
It's close.
I
They're
think
they're in the same tier.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
are.
I would prefer a player that
Oh.
is going to have the ball in their hands all the time like that as
yeah.
a scorer. And he's a better ISO scorer. He's less streaky than Jaylen Brown is.
God, Jalen's been good this year. So
Jalen's been
49%,
really good.
basically 40% from three, 78% from free throws, shooting 25.
I think this is a question I just keep going back to this point, but this is a question that you revisit in 3 years. When the Thunder have what looks like the early stages of their completed rebuild roster, I think you're going to see something different.
Yeah.
So if they get a Paolo Banchero, can I say that correctly? I feel so
Paolo
Banchero.
Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, sounded good.
Paolo Banchero.
I just want to make Mikey happy. I like Velveeta cheese, and so he already dislikes me.
Yeah, it's already
Parmigiano.
It's already a problem.
Mozzarella.
Gosh, man, are you Italian? No.
What is yeah, see.
That's Spanish.
Yeah, but is it
Could also
Italian?
be Italian. I don't know. You want to phone him in?
Let us know.
Let us know, Italians.
I know you're just going about your day, but what's yes?
What is yes in Italian?
Say yes.
Anthony Davis, no. Jokic, no. Brandon Ingram.
Yes.
This year, yes.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell, no. He's been freaking good this year. LeBron
The
James
Jazz lost. Oh, they lost
once. They beat the Hawks without Mitchell last night.
Yeah, because Jordan Clarkson, who still one of my favorite offseason moments, was the reporter in Utah not knowing who he was. Can you spell that for me? Yeah. CLAR. Are you excited about the Jazz? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so good. It's
so good.
Also, now I know
gold.
if Dwayne Wade could come back and play again, he would play as Jordan Clarkson. There was a question on our trivia game that I got incorrect.
Yep.
That's so weird.
It's
That's very weird of Dwayne Wade to say. But I did understand his reasoning.
Yeah.
Basically, he's like, come in, green light, do whatever the hell you want.
And then go sit down.
Yeah. Jamal Crawford kind of had that in his career too.
Yeah.
Okay. Bradley Beal. No, Bradley Beal's been freaking good this year.
It's the same tier for me with Beal.
Really?
I know Beal is good. I just question how much Beal affects winning, and you could say the same for Shai, but
yeah, okay.
Just watching them, I think that they're close. I don't have any problem with saying Beal is better now, but I think that in 3 years, I don't think it'll be that close.
Okay, well then Jimmy Butler. I want to know how you feel about Jimmy Butler.
No, I don't think he's better than Jimmy. It doesn't affect the game like Jimmy does today. And Shai's a better shooter. There's a lot of things he's better than Jimmy at. But Jimmy is a special player.
Yeah.
He really is.
The step back three game that Shai has taken to another level this year is, number one, shocking. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh my.
Yeah.
Very few players do that as beautifully as he does
star players,
right now,
man.
which is crazy.
It's star players.
It is. It's a Luka. You can go through. Harden used to be that way. I'm not sure who Harden is this year.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, like star players do it, but it's the game changer for Shai going forward.
Yeah.
We always talked about that. Can he develop that 3-point shot?
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like? And to see him, he's shooting, I think 37% for the season from three.
He is shooting.
And a lot of that's because the first few games,
39%.
Yeah, 39. A lot of that's the first few games were so brutal for the whole team. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Just to your point, Jay, only superstars hit shots like that. Like last night, for example, only two people that hit threes from around the logo range were Shai and Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
superstars, elite, Hall of
Just
Fame.
to prove your point a little bit.
Hall of Fame players.
Can I keep going through?
Yeah, come
Andrew's gone. All right, next up. Hey, this is surprising. Miles Bridges is 16th on points per game.
Yeah, he's like all over everybody's most improved.
What the hell?
List.
I didn't realize it was like that.
He's good.
It's crazy.
Yeah, also maybe
24.
the best dunker in the NBA.
Great dunker.
Yeah. We need
he's
dunkers.
He's been good off the bounce. He's been good as a 3-point shooter. He's been straight good. I would rather have Shai. And it's funny because that was the draft night trade was Bridges for Shai. And it's felt like a really bad trade for a while. And the start of this season is like, oh, well, maybe it's not as bad. Still bad.
Well, it's because the Hornets make sense finally. Like it's the first time. I mean, how long has it been? Talk about it. How long has it been since they've had a roster that? Now, if I was them, I would be making a trade for Miles Turner at some point in the next before the trade deadline.
Yeah,
I don't know how you get him.
I don't know either.
They just need a center right now. They're playing whatever Plumlee is still in the league.
Mason. He's not bad.
He's not bad, but it's just not like
he's not good.
He's just kind of.
He's there. Yeah.
We're almost done here, boys. Luka Doncic, no. Anthony Edwards, yes.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Who would you rather have?
Shai.
Shai. Okay. That's it. I mean, we're at Shai now. But that's points per game. Of course, there's like CJ McCollum. Shai's better than CJ.
Yeah, I'd rather have Shai.
Harrison Barnes, rather have Shai. Jason Tatum.
Harrison Barnes. Tatum has been pretty horrific. Last night, he didn't score his first point until like 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of those players that he will shoot you out of a game. He has ruined some Celtics games.
Yeah, it's weird though.
Yeah.
Was it last year that there was a point in the season where he was playing at a level that people were like, is he one of the top 10 guys in the league currently, or was that 2 years ago?
I feel like every year he has that swing.
A stretch.
Yeah.
And also, is there anyone in the league that has the ball outside the three, ISOs, dribbles his player within like 1 foot inside the 3-point line and then pulls up? He does that all the time. I feel like he takes so many
shot in the NBA.
jumpers there when he was already outside the three.
Giddey had a bad habit of doing that for a few games where he was taking shots like standing
on the line
on the 3-point line.
Yeah, he did that and he held up 3.
Yeah, I know. That's an embarrassing
When
moment. They actually called it a 3, and then everybody that watched it was like, he was clearly on the line. Even from Bally Sports, could I see it?
Yeah.
Wow. Even from Bally Sports.
I'd like to see somebody hold up 2 as they're running down the court.
That's weird.
Shoot a mid-range.
Is that a hard one for y'all to do?
Yeah, it's weird. It's awkward.
Yeah.
3? Easy.
That's how my PE teacher in middle school used to count. He'd start with 1 on his pinky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You gotta
start with the pinky.
That's psycho.
Was it a guy?
It is straight psycho behavior.
Yeah, you gotta arrest that guy just on principle and then figure out
Because
why you're keeping him in jail.
2 doesn't feel right.
Yeah. 1, 2. He once won a putting contest. He won a truck, a brand new Ford truck in a putting contest.
Yeah, something's going on.
2, 3, 4. I was like, what is he doing? Does he know?
You even as a 8th grader.
Oh yeah,
you knew that
mostly as an 8th grader. That's when you're like most like think you know. That might be the height of where you think you know the most.
That is,
you know,
that's everybody's most arrogant time in their life.
Okay, I feel like 8th grade, and then you go through it again, like 21 to 24.
Yeah,
I felt like I knew a lot,
and then you crash.
My life was
down.
kind of a dumpster fire at 21 to 24. So
really,
no, it was kind of awesome.
Yeah,
but it's like a cool dumpster fire. You know
but think about like when you're 21 to 24 and you have a boss. You think like, oh, this boss is such an idiot. We could do everything so much better.
Yeah.
But there are cases where you're right.
Yeah, there are cases where you're right, for sure.
Yeah.
But you think you know better than a lot of
When's the last time you had a boss?
That's a good question.
I guess 21 to 24.
And we know your boss, and he may listen to the podcast. So sorry,
Who?
Dusty. Milner?
Dusty? Dusty does not listen to this.
Neither does Dusty, probably.
We'll see him on Monday, November 15th. Speaking of,
can we still see
November
more Down to Dunkers, or are we done?
No. I think you can still buy tickets. They're still available online. Go
the pregame live pod.
It's sold out, but there will still be some spots left. But you got to get there early. If you are one of the people that didn't get a guaranteed spot, you have to get there early. Otherwise, show up time of the pod and you'll get a spot if you were the first 100. But those tickets sold out a couple weeks ago. So But you can still buy a ticket. Go to our Twitter page. It's the pinned tweet on the Down to Dunk Twitter page. And you can click that, buy a ticket. You will get a ticket to the game. You'll be able to join us for a podcast. If you come early, you'll be able to join us for the live pod. Alex Spears will be there. And then we will...
The Alex Spears.
That's
from
right.
Saturday Slam and
Saturday
Jam.
Slam and Jam.
What?
Yeah.
From the Wednesday pod.
Wow.
The Athletics.
Yay. And then and then we'll watch the game together against the Heat, Jimmy Buckets. And then
They're going to get slaughtered. The Heat
Are they?
The Heat are.
the Heat are,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. If they play like they
On
did
Down
against
to
the
Dunk
Celtics.
night?
Yeah.
Come on.
So we're going to have some coordinated chants, which I think we're going to discuss here shortly.
Also, I didn't put that in the feed, the doc, but you can take that conversation.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to say. So I just looked a real quick. This is too far out to really know with any sort of certainty, but the weather looks to be probably mid 50s around the time that we're doing the live pod. And I say that because the tap room, right there at the Omni Hotel, has a large patio space too that's connected right to where we're going to be doing the pod.
Yeah.
So if you show up, there's not space inside. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
There's also a great restaurant across the street called Eat at Spark.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. Go grab you some food, hang
looks
out,
good.
just wander around aimlessly. Even if you can't get in the room, just you'll be close enough to listen.
Yeah. And then join us at the game. And
Join
then
us at the game.
We will do a picture of all the Down to Dunkers after the game at center court, which I think will be cool. Probably one that we need to frame and put up in my office somewhere, right?
Sure.
And then huge. Maybe it's wallpaper, you know.
Yes.
I've got a perfect spot in my bedroom for that.
Yeah.
I just have to take down like my wedding photo, but then I'd have like
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah,
wall
yeah,
spread.
yeah. My wife would love to have that.
Yeah.
My wife.
Your wife would love to have my picture of my wedding.
Yeah. So if you can hand us those.
Yeah. If you give
when
your
you pull
wedding
it down for
photos.
the down to dunk picture.
Give them to your wife.
Yeah.
Huge fan. Hey, you know hey, let me just throw this out there as we transition.
But the half court shot competition first.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a half court shot competition.
Oh, shoot.
I was practicing a
prize.
little bit at our church the other day and
Yeah.
hurt my elbow shooting half court shots. So that's what kind of life I'm in right now.
That's great.
Your life. My life.
My life.
Hey, we decorated for Christmas this weekend up top.
Yeah, I love that.
Wow. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You hate Thanksgiving?
I do. I don't hate Thanksgiving. It's
how
just
do you decorate for Thanksgiving?
put
Pump-
leaves up.
Pumpkins,
You'll put leaves that fall off the
pilgrims.
trees on
just pin-
strings, and then just cover your house with strings.
We just pin them. We pin all of the leaves that fall off our tree. We pin them to the house in different places.
That's so respectful of nature.
We actually don't even let them touch the ground. We chase after them before they hit the ground and snatch them.
It's a family tradition.
Yeah.
The soul of the leaf is still within the leaf if you catch it before it hits the ground.
Hey, you want to do
Yeah.
some Twitter questions?
Yeah, but before we do that, let's take a quick break. And we're back from that quick break, and it's time for some
Twitter questions.
Is there anything that makes you more annoyed after you post a pod than whenever you do it with a break in it that you didn't put a commercial in? So every once in a while, let's take a break, and everybody sits in silence, and you come right back.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you that whenever I catch those?
I feel like you are.
No,
Does that happen often?
No, it's a couple times. First Twitter question from
Moving
JJ.
on.
That
Wow.
JJ.
Jake Paul,
Wow. First Twitter question from @JJ_05_. Can I get a shout out?
Hello, shout out.
It's JJ the jet plane. Next question from @midnight. No, that's not it. Mindy Night Ross. Pretending he's already on the team, who should our sixth man be for the future of this team? Anybody on this team that you think will carve out a role as a sixth man?
God, if Shai was a sixth man, he'd be sixth man of the year. I
I
think.
choose Shai.
Yeah.
Trey Mann is the guy I think that has the highest potential to be the guy that comes off the bench and really can do something for the team. But
Poku.
That's fine.
What's wrong with you guys?
I am.
What about him so far has made you think?
First
that guy
off,
could be
hold
sixth man
on.
of the
That's
year?
not the take I'm going with here, buddy.
That's
Poku has
fine.
been. I thought Poku. The problem with Poku so far this season, in my mind, is he's playing way too controlled. I didn't get fired up about Poku because he goes out there and makes the right pass and screens people and gets out of the way. I want reckless abandon from Poku.
He won't play.
I know. He played
won't
10
play.
minutes last night.
Yeah. He Mark said that they are tight.
Skittles, man.
They are tightening the screws on Poku. That's the
They needed to.
That's the lingo that he used.
It's been a while since I've watched him and felt like he was out of control.
Yeah, but it's also been a while since you've watched him and laughed at something.
That same thing. That's what I'm saying.
And it's been a while.
Last night, he looked like a very normal player.
Yeah, he looked normal. He grabbed some rebounds.
Yep, ran it up the floor, passed it instead of shooting it immediately.
I do
or
understand
doing
that,
it over the
Jay.
head.
I haven't been razzled in a minute. I need to be razzled by.
But that was the thing is Poku.
He razzled you with his hook pass against the Clippers. Come on.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That was a razzle. Maybe I need more razzle dazzle.
I don't know if it gets much more razzle dazzle than
If
that.
it does, he won't
you
play.
Can get more dazzle out of him.
What does that need to bounce off Michael Cage's head?
I'm
Like,
just
what are you
saying
talking
it's
about?
going to take razzle and dazzle for him to be sixth man.
I think that was razzle dazzle.
All right.
I feel
like razzle dazzle is a lifestyle.
They're just saying you get to choose who the sixth man is of the future. My choice is that Poku gets better and he's the sixth man.
Oh, my choice is Derek Favors.
Gosh, yeah, right.
He's only 30.
He could grow with this team. I think he's looking for this opportunity.
Future.
All right, here's the next question from @Zach Deeg or Deig. Who is the worst player you would trade Giddey for straight up?
The worst player?
The worst.
Think about it. I mean, what he's meaning is like, obviously, you trade Giddey straight up for, Evan Mobley.
Would you?
Scotty Barnes.
Would you?
Scotty Barnes?
Those two.
Yeah, I would.
Cade?
No.
Not now. I need to see more. It was
Suggs? You got to check your loving at the.
I know.
No.
I know. I don't think I would do it.
Kuminga?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Don't
you? Wagner?
Wagner's been good.
Hey,
man.
he's been not bad.
But I think it's just hot shooting. When the hot shooting stops with Wagner.
Would you trade Giddey straight up for Franz?
No.
What about Chris Duarte?
No. He's 5 years older. 5. Think of what Giddey could be in 5 years.
Think of the difference between a newborn and a 5-year-old. I mean,
That's
just
so different.
So different.
So what about? So let's go to last year's draft. Okay. So who was in that draft? Because I genuinely can't remember. Hold on.
I can't either. Wait, what was that draft?
Did you trade him straight up for Poku?
No.
Would you trade him straight up for?
I don't know. Who is the worst player that you would trade him
I
for?
don't know. The pool is so large here; it's hard to kind of narrow.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Gosh, I don't think I would.
I don't think I would trade for him. He's
Which
been
is
too
stupid.
inconsistent.
I get that.
I don't know if it's stupid.
The injury problem, and for me, is I'm just such a. He's a guard, man, and he's going to be a high-level guard.
Yeah,
it's just hard for me to get excited about anybody else. All right, so let's go through
Halliburton.
No,
I'll be
I
honest,
still think potential's bigger for Giddey.
And I'll be honest with you. I think for Halliburton, I live purely off of everybody else's takes on him. All right, so let me go through the top 10 of last year's draft, just to give us context. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Yes, I would trade him straight up.
Yeah.
James Wiseman.
No.
LaMelo, of course. Patrick Williams.
No.
Isaac Okoro.
No.
Onyeka Okongwu.
No.
Killian Hayes. No. Obi Toppin. No. Denny Advia.
No.
Jalen Smith, who is going to be a unrestricted free agent this year. What a terrible draft pick.
That's bad, man.
Devin Vassell. Dang it. I was literally.
You were doing so good with the names. You were doing so good. No.
And then you have Tyrese Halliburton, Kira Lewis, Aaron Nesmith, Cole Anthony. I mean,
RJ Barrett. I would do it. I would trade.
Yeah, Barrett's been pretty good this year.
Definitely. DeAndre Hunter.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I think Hunter's awesome. Cam Reddish. No.
Garland. Yeah, I think you'd have to trade him.
What about
Garland's another one of those guys that I'm just living off of everybody else's. By the way,
yeah, also
Alex's
Davion
Cavs
Mitchell
take feels really good.
Feels good
Davion
today.
Mitchell? No, I'd take Giddey.
Yeah, but that's a guy who I'm like. Everyone seems to love Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, is
Jarrett Culver still in the NBA?
Yeah, he's on the Grizzlies.
So think about that. What was kind of awesome about that is if you just did the exercise with the 2020 draft, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, that crew. I mean, Giddey's a top 4 in that one.
Oh, Giddey? I thought we were talking about Poku.
That would have been a very different conversation.
Darius Garland or Poku?
Gotta go.
I don't know.
Who are we gonna pick?
All right, next question is from @Trav is funding. Is Baby Cakes Hank
Fundy
going to be at the game? We can sneak him in if tickets are already sold out in the Down to Dunk section. Is Alex bringing his dog?
I don't think Hank's coming.
That's a letdown, isn't it?
I'd be really shocked. If you just pulled Hank out.
Next,
I would love that.
Next question is from I am Kev Bot. You play Presty. Okay, one-on-one.
Okay. Who are you
No, I'm
looking
just
at me?
Warriors and Wolves call you to facilitate a Towns trade by absorbing Wiggins. What is the cost to incentivize it for you?
To get Towns here?
No, to get Wiggins here so that the Warriors can take Towns.
No, I'm not doing
This
that.
is a terrible question.
That's what the question is what do you have to get to absorb Wiggins?
I would want stuff from the Wolves, but I don't know if there's anything the Warriors have that I would really want that they're willing to give up. And Moses Moody, would that be enough?
No. Kuminga, Wiseman.
Kuminga's not playing for the Thunder. If they're trading for, I would do Wiseman. I would take Wiseman.
Wiseman and Wiggins. Okay. Yeah.
I'd take Wiseman and Wiggins to make that happen. But then what are the Warriors getting?
Carl Towns.
The Timberwolves.
Yeah, they would have to get
Kuminga
and Moses Moody.
They'd have to get Wiseman. Wiseman's the blue chipper of that group.
Yeah.
Draymond.
Doesn't seem like this is happening.
It's tough. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything. I would take picks from the Wolves is what I would take to facilitate.
Yeah, and that's what they would have.
Picks. You are a good Presty, aren't you?
If they're trading Cat,
Picks
for Wiseman. Yeah.
Fill up your pockets overflowing with picks.
I'd take the picks.
@Dude Buffet.
Bags of picks.
Our next sort of question from @Dude Buffet. This is the Dude Buffet question of the week.
Get them ready.
What up with cheese nips? What were they thinking?
Unfortunate name. Good snack. Not as good as the snack they were trying to compete against.
Which is Cheez-Its.
Yes. What is a nip? Now I'll Google that.
Next question. This is from @MB4999. Do you think Coach Daig will be able to make the transition from developmental coach to winning coach when the time comes?
I think the easy answer is no, because can you think of a developmental coach that made it all
Kenny
the way?
Atkinson,
Yeah.
Brett Brown, Scott Brooks.
Yeah, can you name a coach that's done that? Even like Phil Jackson was the guy who took over
after Doug Collins.
So what's the precedent?
What would you say about Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr? Neither one of them count as developmental, right? That'd be more Steve Kerr.
Yeah. Mark Jackson was the predecessor. So I don't know. I don't think there's a good example of this happening.
Brad Stevens?
But they never did. They never really did it. Did they ever become what they should have been?
No.
They didn't get to the finals. I think at least like getting to the finals. And Scott Brooks got to the finals.
Yeah.
So maybe like Brooks is like the example because he coached them at their peak for the most years. Like Brooks is probably the example.
Yeah.
Right. And he still couldn't keep his job.
Yep.
So I just don't.
Stuff like what Anthony Davis said, though, makes me go, maybe.
Mark is a good coach, and maybe he will grow into it because he's still really young. So I don't.
How old is Mark Daigneault?
36.
34.
Anybody else?
35.
He's 36.
How old are you?
35. He's a year older
37.
than me. Yeah.
How old are you?
36. Hey, guys, I figured out what a nip is. I went to dictionary, urbandictionary.com.
Never heard of it.
So nips are little bottles of alcohol that contain exactly one shot. I don't understand how that makes sense for that snack. There's another one. When your nipples become extremely hard. My nips could cut glass.
What year were Cheez-Its first introduced to the world?
Man, that's a great question.
1934. 36.
1921.
Oh, good job. Wow.
That's part of the Roaring 20s. It's actually one of the catalysts for the Roaring 20s.
Oh,
Cheez-Its.
created a lot of jobs.
Yeah,
Yep. A lot of jobs.
Cheese Town. Cheese nips were introduced in what year?
Oh, no. It's
Oh,
going to be
man.
1907.
1918.
1907. 1955.
Oh, okay. So
Boo,
they are.
cheese nips, get out of here.
Took them a while to compete. And then it says they were presented as a direct competitor for Cheez-Its in the 1980s.
Now, do you think that they
Huh?
in the 80s, it took them 30 years to figure out their game plan?
They didn't know the two existed.
Well, actually, I was just thinking that maybe if they were like, regional snacks back
Yeah.
then, maybe they didn't
Maybe
know.
you just don't
So they're made
know.
by
Yeah.
different companies.
Yeah.
Like Nabisco makes blank and
You don't know.
Little Debbie makes the other.
Little Debbie.
Does Frito-Lay make one of them?
Frito-Lay?
Or
I don't-
PepsiCo?
Speaking of Fritos.
Or Coca-Cola.
PepsiCo does own Frito-Lay.
All right, let's do some of our chant conversation. I'll let you lead that. What chants are we doing for the game? And then we can be done with our time this morning.
Okay. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to have our chip conversation.
I'm bringing it
Please.
next week. Luke wasn't here. I'm bringing all of the
You
chips.
are.
Here's
Okay.
the deal. So let me just set this up for
Oh,
the
yeah.
viewers and for the listeners. We had a really intense conversation via the Down to Dunk text message group about original chips. Number one, I don't think Fritos count, to be fair, but I'm thinking like original Lay's, original Ruffles, original Sun Chips.
Mhm.
So I'm going to bring many bags of all of them. We're going to have a little competition about which one is the superior. In my mind, the worst, without a doubt, is Lay's. Lay's Originals
Yeah.
suck. Ruffles? Ooh. Ruffles got a lot of votes.
Yeah, they're
We're-
good.
A lot of votes from the podcast.
How do you start that off by saying, how is Frito not a chip?
It
How's
is
Frito's a chip?
it is
Not a chip.
It is
It's a
a
corn
chip,
chip.
but I don't count it
Why?
as a original chip.
Why? It's the corn chip with salt on it. That's all. That's the requirement.
Hey, we're going to leave this up to the listeners.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let us know. Let
We're
Taylor
gonna
know.
eat them and leave it up to the listeners.
We were at a neighborhood event and they had a Frito chili pie option.
Yeah.
And I asked my middle son, would you like a Frito chili pie? And he had never had one before. And he was like, what is that? And so I showed him what it was. And he was like, how is that a pie? It's like,
That's a good
like
question.
fair point.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a Frito chili bowl.
Yeah. How have we all just, it made me think like we have accepted the fact that we just call it a pie. And he's just like, that is not a pie.
That's just kids' ability to think differently, man. I love it.
It was very profound.
Dad,
Wow.
that is not a pie.
How is that a pie? I don't know, son. I don't know. That's
I've
my
had
answer.
pies before. That is not one of them.
Yeah, that is not it.
What other options are there, Taylor?
Dad, how is that snack a nipple?
So the chance that we could chant. So I actually got Travis Funny has some good ones that he sent us. He was on the athletic live room yesterday that I was doing and brought some of these up. So chanting broccoli first, broccoli first, broccoli first, I think would be good. You look confused.
We're gonna be the weirdest collection of
It-
fans in the arena. It's amazing.
But the thing is, like, we have to
should.
be.
We have to
it's
be.
true.
Like, we
I
just
Hey, are
think
we all
that's
wearing
what the
what,
Thunder
we
wants.
wearing down the dunk gear?
yeah, but we're down to
I'm
dunk
saying
gear.
everybody else.
Yeah, everybody wear it.
I had a request from Robbie
Mm-hmm.
that we all chant
Which
Poku. Robbie Bennett,
Okay.
the only Robbie that I know. Jay think just any Robbie he knows is the Robbie I'm talking about. But we chant Poku, but he said specifically like this, Poku.
That's not a chant.
If everyone did it though, it's a chant.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Is he? Which Robbie?
Yes, he is.
So we have to do like
Robbie Dangerfield.
Robbie Dangerfield. We have to do a down to Dort chant if Dort does anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one absolutely has to happen.
What if he looked up and went like this?
There's no, if we have over 100 people at this game screaming down to Dort, absolutely they're going to notice.
Yeah. Dort loves it. Dort walked down the hall at the game the other day, patted me on the back.
Wow.
Said, "What's up?" I didn't say anything to him because you don't ever know like how players feel about you just even being there.
Yeah. That's smart, man.
Yeah.
I bet they appreciate that about you.
I don't know. I hope so. Anyways, if you've got other chant ideas, I think miffed and peeved, maybe whenever there's a bad foul call is another one that Trav has.
Miffed and peeved. Miffed and peeved.
Wouldn't that be great? This is a chance to make
these chants to make sure that they don't sound like something else.
Yeah.
Because we also don't want to be those guys that are like,
I have an example of this in high school. The cheerleaders used to lead this chant that was BEAT, beat 'em, Panthers beat 'em. I figured out that there's enough syllables there, or enough like spaces there to say BEAT, LES, the Beatles. And so I had the whole student section chanting BEAT, LES, the Beatles back at the cheerleaders, and they hated me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really good prank because it doesn't offend anyone. It's just
not offensive. Yeah. It's just like I was like, oh, you know what? That's LES. Yeah,
we should probably do something with my wife.
I don't know. What's the catalyst
I don't know.
for my wife? Because we have to have there has to be at least some reason behind it.
Let's just make a rule. So if this happens,
kiss cam.
Ooh, kiss cam. That's really good.
All right.
We just literally. My wife.
Or whenever there's a kiss. Oh, yeah. My wife.
Do they have the kiss cam still? Is that COVID?
It's probably. Damn, we lost the kiss cam probably forever.
You can't kiss the people you go to the game with?
That's not going to happen anymore.
I mean, we don't know. You're the one that's at games. I don't know.
No, I'm not. I don't think they've done the kiss cam so far.
Okay, if there's a logo shot, my wife. Maybe we just come up with like a couple.
What about my life?
My life.
Oh boy! All right.
So if you have any other ideas, let us know.
And also, if this excites you, join us on the 15th because it will be very fun.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you join us on the YouTube stream, we appreciate you being there as well. Make sure you follow us and subscribe on YouTube, and then you can just hit that little bell so you get notifications anytime. You can get notifications anytime we go live there. And thanks again for listening. November 15th, pinned tweet. Do it. It's going to be awesome.